Back. I'm back. It's been maybe 3 weeks, maybe even a month. I'm not sure, but it's been a while since I have graced the airwaves. Yeah, guys, just to explain. So, 2 weeks ago was a large event here in Cologne called Kölner Carnival. So it's basically 5 days of partying. It was basically from first day I DJ'd 17 hours, then 12 hours, 13 hours, 12 hours, then 18 hours to finish off. So it was insane and I needed rest. And that rest carried over all the way into the following week as well. So apologies for being out for 2 weeks, but I'm back. So let's get into your demos. I'm going to fire off the intro to share the stream a little bit, and I'll see you guys soon. Ooh, yeah. Well. We are back, boys and girls. Cheers, everyone. Welcome back to me. As I said, I've had a month off or so. I'm feeling good, feeling better. I basically DJ'd a huge festival and I was recovering for many days. The carnival, the festival was a week long. And then it took me maybe another 5 days or so to recover. So that sort of killed 2 weeks worth of demo drops. But I'm back. I've got some beer. I'm good to go. Also, in some personal news, my girlfriend is like a cheerleader, right, for a basketball team here in Cologne, Germany. And she tried out for the German national cheerleading team. And she just received a very nice email today. So yeah, we're in a happy mood today in the house. So good times. Now I'm already looking at the first demo, and understandably, it's been many weeks, so it looks like this track has already been deleted by Bugs Baby B. But Bugs Baby B, if you are watching the stream, please resubmit your track if you have a new one. And I'll listen to it, because we haven't heard from you in a while, my friend. Not since demo drop number 77. So, yeah, let's keep going. We have here Ravenex Music. Let's see. We have some playlists, but I would rather listen to a song. And you've listed every single song here. So what I'm going to do, my friend, to make it quick and easy for everyone, I'm going to click on your profile. I'm going to listen to your most recent track, which is, oh, they're all quite short. What I'll do, I'll listen to the first two, okay? That's fair. So let's have a listen to Short Africa Remix. Here we go. Okay, the idea is good mix, but the vocal is ahead by one beat, so you need to bring the vocal back, like line it up a bit better. So, so the start should be boom, gonna take my life to lead me away. Instead of you have gonna bum, you need to have the vocal start after the first kick. If that makes sense. But man, the mix sounds good overall. The energy is high, and yeah, neat little remix there. So just sync up that vocal a little better, and that'll be a neat little remix. I'm just going to hit up the next one now. That's really short, so I'm going to give you two, my friend. So Ravenex Music, Kazillo sent me his made-up samples, and I just flipped it up. Let's have a listen. After this ad, refresh, ad is gone. Nice. I think the sub bass needs a bit of sidechain, so you need some compression happening there so that the sub bass is sort of pulsing with the music, so that it has some dynamics. Because everything else has good dynamics except for that sub bass. It's sort of just droning along. Do. You need to make it go like do, and just that simple trick with like a sidechain compression will make the track really sort of pulse with the beat. So yeah. Two nice little tracks there, very simple fixes, and yeah, then you have a good little sound there. All right, let's continue. Complaints. Let's have a listen. Pop Like This final. Let's have a listen. Greetings to everyone there on YouTube and Twitch. I see you guys. Twitter, we have someone on Twitter, and as per usual, no one on Facebook, because who uses Facebook anyway? If you tune in on YouTube, smash the like button. Twitch, I don't think there is such thing as a like button on Twitch, but who cares? Do something on Twitch. Man, very nice. Complaints, my friend. Another banger. This track I feel from you is the most sort of like commercially viable track I've heard from you. This is like quite sort of, how do I explain this? For the new people tuned in, Complaint usually sends these insanely wild drops that are sort of, in my opinion, so crazy that they would only be played at like a festival, right? This track, Complaint, and this is not like a negative, this sounds like quite commercial. Like this could be played on a radio show or in a nightclub and the people would dance, because it's not too insane. It's insane enough that people go, oh my God, but they keep dancing, right? This is a really good place to position your tracks, Complaint, if you want to sort of pursue like a commercial career. So sort of like have tracks played on the radio and things like that. Man, really nice. And I think there weren't any sort of lulls in the production. Everything was quite high energy from start to finish, which is good. And 2.5 minutes, perfect sort of length for a Spotify release. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we just had a donation from the one and only Wilson Serrano. Thank you very much, my friend. Guys, if you do want to donate, it's there's a big donate button on my SoundCloud page. You just click it, and what that does is you get to the front of the line, and then I listen to your demo straight away. So Wilson Serrano, BU, uplifting mix _ final. Let's have a listen. I'm excited. Yeah, something. Sounds like you changed kicks, Wilson. Am I correct? The kick here in this sort of more sort of progressive section sounds a bit thinner, like less sort of sub bass tones to the kick, if that makes sense. Which is it's good. It thins out the kick a bit better, which means the melody sort of shines through a lot more. So let's keep Okay, Wilson, if it is the same all the way through, right, what that means is a new element you've introduced is sort of, it's sort of occupying the sub bass frequencies, right? So the kick in the intro is super subby, like. And when we get to here, it's a bit more sort of so there's a bit more sort of transience coming through in the mix. It's not a bad thing, right? It just, for my ears, it sounded like the kick changed, which it's not a bad thing at all. So, and also Wilson, by the way, so far so good, really good track. So far, it's very safe. There's no crazy melodies going on. All the sound design fits together quite nice. Yeah, and the lead that you've selected for this specific track is a little bit more sort of like trancey, rather than some of the more like melodic sounds you have in the past. Good layering, really nice layering here. Wilson, I actually don't have any feedback for this. All I have is compliments, right? So your main melody, right? You have the main melody happening in one octave, and then you drop down some notes and you have some notes that are occurring in a lower octave, right? And for beginner producers, right? This is something that you guys wouldn't be able to hear, right? But traditionally, when you do that, what Wilson's done, traditionally those lower notes from the lead melody, traditionally they clash with the bass line. But Wilson, you've given the bass line so much depth that the bass line holds true, and then your lead happens in a different frequency spread. So you have your lead happening in the mid to high frequencies, but what it sounds like is with your lower frequencies or the lower octaves of your lead, it sounds like you've given those notes a bit more width. So instead of happening in the center of the mix and clashing with the bass line, you've given those notes a bit of width, and therefore they're not clashing with the bass line. That's like very high attention to detail that I'm sort of hearing, and that's like very, very good stuff, Wilson. Really, really, really advanced stuff. Let's continue. I'm loving this track. Let's hear this out. Man, really nice job. As I said, I don't have much feedback to give this track, only praise. I mean, if there was one thing, and this is being really, really particular, if there's one thing that I personally would change, it would be giving the kick less sub bass in the introduction and the outro. But that's the only thing I can say to sort of to if I had to pick one thing to pick on to improve. But everything else, my friend, is flawless. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuned in on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook, never connected. Good. Who cares? Please go to the Instagram link now that I've posted in the chat. Open up another window or quickly click away on the phone for 1 minute or so. Go and give that Instagram profile a follow. That is Wilson Serrano's new record label. It is an imprint label of Fresh Breath Records, a pretty decent record label out of Spain, out of Madrid, Spain. Owned by Mad Boys, and Mad Boys recently had a track signed by Spinnin' Records. So, Wilson, my friend, you are in very good company with your record label, and your production style, my friend, just gets better and better and better. Yeah, guys, as always, if you have any feedback, leave it in the comments so Wilson and everyone else can read it. And I don't want this to be just a discussion between myself and the artist that is being featured. Guys, feel free to write your own comments in the chat as well. Let's encourage each other. This is a place of encouragement and positivity. So let's continue. Thank you, Wilson, for the donation as well, my friend. That will buy me another beer for next week. All right, Music's 3. We have a track called Success. Let's have a listen. Okay, there's a little bit to go through there on the first half of the track. Definitely your percussion, right? So your kick, your snare, and your hi-hats, they all sound like, I would say, like default samples from your music production software. There are hundreds and hundreds of free like drum packs, let's call them, that you can download online for free legally, with kicks, snares, tom drums, hi-hats, cymbals, crashes, splashes, you name it. I highly recommend you go do some digging. Cymatics have heaps of packs for free. I recommend to you, Music's 3, to go and download some free percussion sample packs, because the one thing that that I noticed from the start was the percussion sounds very thin and very dry, and I assume that is because you have that you're only using default sort of sounds. So feel free to download some free sample packs. Trust me, it is worth it. Your sounds and your songs will go from like here to here with just that really, really simple bit of advice. Okay, and this is the other thing. So you have like good chords happening in the track. Dun, 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 right? But then you have this this pluck bass line comes in. It's like doc 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 doc, right? And I feel like that style of bass line doesn't fit this track. You sort of have like a slap house bass line sitting on like a progressive house track, or like a big room sort of lead. And those two together don't sound like they're gelling too well. So I recommend revisiting your sort of bass line. Yeah, how do I explain this? Let me show you, going to a track of my own, right? It reminds me of this track a little. So this track is a collab with myself and Charlie Mansour, right? But we use two bass lines in this. We have a sort of sine bass and a sub bass happening in the introduction and in the drop, but in the build up there is sort of like a slap house sort of bass. So in these sort of sections, there's a really thin sine bass, right? But then when we get to the main sort of hook, let's call it, this bit, that is more like a slap house bass line. And then when the melody happens, there is a sort of a sub bass happening in there as well. So what you have done with this track, it's not wrong. It's just you've integrated the sort of the slap house bass, the pluck bass, in the wrong parts of the track. So very easy to fix. It's just a bit more sort of structure. Rethink the structuring of your song, and yeah, it'll come a lot stronger. But overall, you have all the fundamentals of a good track in the making. So this is the whole purpose of these demo drops, is to give you ideas or advice to sort of go, oh, I haven't thought about that. Oh yeah, maybe I'll try that. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. You know, that's the whole purpose of this, is to make you guys think about something that maybe you haven't tried yet. So that's my goal, if that makes sense. Thank you, Musics3. All right, Yash, I've seen you in the comments. It's time to listen to your music. This track is called Feb 2022 Demo. Sorry, my friend, it's already March, but that's my fault. Let's have a listen. This that where the bass line sort of slips, that's the sound that happens in my head when I'm walking and when my feet slip on the wet ground. I'm like, and okay, not bad. The drop was good, right? But what was happening was you were only shifting between two notes, right? Yeah, so it was like da 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 da. So try and find that third and fourth note that you can drop down to, just to open up the track and give it a bit more variety, a bit more direction. Because at the moment you're just sort of going like this, right? Most tracks sort of alternate between 4 chords per rotation, let's call it. Your track's sort of relying on 2. So it's risky, and it's very hard to create like a strong melodic palette or pattern when your only variation is between 2 chords, okay? So let's continue. Yeah, I mean the overall production is not too bad, Yash, right? It's good. It's much better than the tracks you've been sending 3 or 4 months ago, right? I feel like this for you, my friend, I know that you have more skills than writing a 2-chord drop, right? 2-chord melody. So not a 2-chord melody, a 2-chorded sort of track. I know you can produce tracks that have more chords in them, right? I showed you all that trick, right? If you want to find really nice, really easy chords to use for free, remember to use the website. It's called Hook Theory. I'm posting it in the chat, so don't be scared, ladies and gentlemen. go to Hook Theory, and then I forget, they always update this website, change the name of everything. So I'm just clicking on it off screen. So Hook Theory, and then you click on the tab Resources, and then you go down to, it's usually called Database or something. There it is. Theory tab Database. And then you can type in any song you like, and it'll create and sort of show you the chords that are made in that song. So, you know what? Let's just bring this onto screen. Come on, let's do it. So, Yash, here we go. Resources. Sorry, we're in Hook Theory. It's the name of the website, hooktheory.com. Resources, Theory tab Database. We all know you are an Alan Walker fan. So let's check out Alan Walker. Faded, Sing Me to Sleep, Are You Lonely, On My Way. Let's go with the most famous one. Let's click on Alan Walker. Loading, loading, loading. Here we go. So you can either listen to it on YouTube, but I always select piano straight away, and then you can click play. I'm hearing nothing. Why is that? Oh no, where is it? I don't want to waste too much time on this. Why are we muted on this tab? What about YouTube? There we go. So what this shows you is it shows you the music and the notes or the chords that the track is playing. So for the drop, I'm faded. It shows you that it's hitting like D sharp major. So you can then work out what D sharp major is, either by using a MIDI keyboard or your DAW, or if you don't know piano chords, like I don't either, you can go to a website. It's just called pianochord.org. Very simple. And then you can click, this one's D sharp major. So then you can go, you click on the note here that says D sharp, and then you look for D sharp major. There it is. And guess what? Boom. There it is. So you can then input that note directly into your music production software, and that's the first note of the drop of Faded by Alan Walker. And then guess what? The next note is B major. So then you can just click on B, click, B, click. There you go. That's the next note. And the best thing about this, guys, for anyone that sort of doesn't care, this is the most powerful tool of Hook Theory, is you can click here and you can change the key that the track is in with the click of a button. So we're going from D sharp major and B to G major, right? Just with the click of a button. And if this will work with the piano, no, maybe there's an error with the website, but anyway, super cool. Pick your favorite song, change the key, create a song in your music production software. No one will ever know. Hot tip for you all. All right, we've spent enough. Thank you, Yash. Cool track, but pick more than 2 chords, my friend. I know you can do it better. Okay. Like Blue, I Need You, Work in Progress. Let's have a listen. We've got vocal chops happening. Like Blue, this track has potential, right? But I feel like the sort of slap bass line you use is similar to who was it? I think Yash had it in his track or someone. It just doesn't fit the track. Like you have this energy in your track, and I feel like that sort of slap bass is ruining the dynamic a bit. I'm not sure if it's because it's mixed a little too loud, and it doesn't sound like it's controlled with any sort of EQing. And if it is controlled with some form of EQ, the EQ is too wide. It's occupying all frequencies from the sub bass level all the way up to the sort of mid to high frequencies. Um, if anyone's struggling with their bass lines, I did a tutorial about this. It's just called mixing sick bass lines, right? And I just go through, it's like a live stream, so there's no skipping anything, everything's step by step. And I sort of just show people how I mix a bass line. And it's super basic, it's super easy. It might be like well below your sort of standard of music production, but there might be something there that you pick up on that helps you with your production style, because that's the only thing that's letting this track down a little bit, is that sort of the bass line that you have there. So my recommendation for you is to maybe watch that little tutorial. It's over a year old now, that tutorial, so maybe some practices are a little outdated, but there has to be something in there that you might learn. That's my hope for you anyway. But overall, the track is good, the melody is good, the vocal is good as well. I would definitely make the vocal a little bit louder as well. Um, and yeah, just that bass line, that bass line. Um, yeah, that's my advice for you. All right, Wilson. Yes, my friend. Thank you for the donation. Um, we are listening. Are we listening? Sent another earlier. Okay. Is this Hideaway one featuring Like Blue, our current artist we are chatting with? Um, and you've written, Sinner, would you listen for the de-essing? Yes, my friend. So de-essing for anyone is exactly what it sounds like. So in a vocalists when they sing, they sort of sing into the microphone. But what happens when you sing is S's, so come through really harsh in terms of frequency. So we're going to sort of pay extra attention to the vocal in this track. The track is called Hideaway, featuring Like Blue from the one and only Wilson Serrano.
I wanna be free, free of all these haters chasing all around me, free to fall in love and chase all my dreams. Universe, far away from here, out in the stars. Do you think that there's a place where we can hide away, where the love and music always plays out there?
Do you know what, Wilson? What I feel with this track, right? The vocal, I'm not sure. Right, what you should be doing, Wilson, with the de-esser is you should be automating it to turn on and off when there's S's, and especially where you have reverb occurring with the S as well. What it feels like, it sounds like the de-esser is sort of on permanently, and what that's doing is it's two sides with this bit of feedback. It sounds like it's creating a small sort of filter over the top of the high frequencies of the vocal, right? Which it makes the vocal not so raw and not so crisp. But having that small effect over the vocal gives it this unique sort of it's like a digital edge to the vocal, which is I'm leaning towards the side of it sounds better with the de-esser on permanently rather than automating it on and off. The other thing you can do as well, Wilson, is you can send the vocal track to a vocoder as well, similar to what I did with the Digital Dreams one, and you can add in or mix in or automate in and out some sort of digital vocals, possibly as a layer to sort of strengthen the vocal, because the vocal we have at the moment, it's sung nicely but in the lower registry, so it's not being like belted out of the vocal cords, it's sort of being sung really like sweetly, like from the lower registry of the vocal cords. So perhaps like digital layering might help strengthen the vocals in this way. So in that small track, that small section there, the last maybe 4 bars there, is sort of emphasizing my point a little, right? Not all the way, but a little. Is you had the vocal, and then you introduced like a digital support, which was your lead, and you automated the vocal out as you automated the lead in. And I feel like if you have some form of digital support under the vocal, not overdoing it, but just sort of as supports in some sections, it can really help out. And Wilson, I had a lot of, I sung a vocal on a track, right? Which I'm doing a YouTube poll at the moment. If you guys want to hear a work in progress from myself and Architect, it's a track where I sing the vocal, right? And my voice isn't amazing, but I'm trying my best. And I am using some digital aid, Wilson, to help my track sound a bit better. And the thing that I could not get 100% accurate was my delay. So what I actually did was I duplicated my vocal track, but I deleted most of it, and I just had small vocal chops in sections where I wanted the delay to be a little bit more perfect, if that makes sense. So the original vocal I deliberately sang with a bit of swing, like not landing perfectly on the beat. What happens when you do that is the delay doesn't land on the beat. So what I've got like a sort of like a ghost track underneath that I only turn on for the purpose of delay. So digital support, if that makes sense. Let's keep going.
I wanna be free, free of all these haters chasing all around me. Around me, free to fall in love and chase all my dreams. Hide away.
My apologies. I had the mic down because I coughed. Okay, Wilson. The feedback I gave you was all sort of around the vocal. So I hope that the ideas I gave you give you some sort of direction and ideas to sort of focus on. Perhaps there are ideas or techniques you haven't tried yet, or maybe you've tried them, you don't like them. I don't know. I'm just trying to spin ideas. But yeah, this is the problem we sometimes experience as producers, guys. Sometimes we receive a vocal track that's too loud, too short, too quiet, too much energy, too less energy. And it's our jobs as music producers to attempt to match a vocal to a current production. Okay. I'm not saying that's the case here. I feel like there's a good amount of energy in the track, and I feel like because the vocal is sung in sort of lower registry instead of screaming it out like with upper registry notes, it's more like a sweet, cute vocal, and attempting to match it to a sort of melodic trance track is rather difficult. So you can attempt the sort of the ideas I spoke about, and it might bring it up in terms of energy and and perhaps it sits better with the current production you have. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. But yeah, nice track. I remember you sending this in a month ago, Wilson, and I actually even before that, maybe 6 weeks ago, and I remember there were some concerns over the vocal, in that it was a little bit quiet, right? But at the moment, it's mixed nicely, like it's loud. I think you need something else under it, like a digital support, to really give it a bit more strength in the track. Yeah, that's my opinion on that. I feel like you have a nice, sweet, cute vocal on a trance track. I think you need to give it some assistance to make the vocal a bit thicker, a bit more aggressive, a bit heavier with the track. And that's the skill as a music producer. It's up to us to think how to do it, when to do it. Do we automate this on now, off now? Do we add this? Do we take this away? What do we do here? What do we do there? That's the fun and the skill of a music producer, my friend. So nice track, man. Overall, nice track. Guys, we still have a bunch of music to get through, so I'm going to try and fly through this. Critison Floor. Let's have a listen. Hope you are well, Critison. There's definitely some space to add a additional melody on top of criticism. Bridison, brother, you're getting much, much better at music production, but one thing you need to fully grasp is the concept of sidechain compression. So every time in your music that your kick happens, right, you need to kill all other sounds because we want to hear that kick smashing through your tracks, right? So the way you do that is with a compressor, right? So every time the kick happens, you want something else to reduce the volume of everything else. And that can be done automatically through a compressor. So there's two ways to do it. You can drag a compressor onto your kick track, right? And then you send that compression signal to other channels. So other channels such as your, I don't know what we'd call it, the lead sound, the wah, 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 wah sound, and also your bass line. Really, you have to compress your bass line and your lead, definitely. So when they're making noise, da 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 da, you want them to kill the noise every time the kick happens. So ba da 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 da, ja da 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 da, ba da 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 da, ch da 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 da. So, and what that also creates is a natural sort of pulse to the music. So every time your kick happens, boom, boom, cha, because you want the people to move to the pulse of your music, and the pulse is traditionally from the kick, right? So everyone attaches like a sidechain compression to their kick. So Critison, this is something you need to do, my friend. This is your sort of homework. I'm really going to be listening, Critison, right? From here on end, you're a good enough producer now that you understand the basics of sound design and mixing as well. Mixing was a thing that took you a long time to sort of get your head around and understand. And whatever you've done, you're amazing at it now. Now you need to start learning and understanding compression, sidechain compression specifically. Okay, once you learn that, your kicks will come through the mix so loud, you'll be thumping, and your neighbors will be banging on the walls like, "Hey, shut up, shut up." Yeah. So that's my advice for you, my friend. Yeah, just learn sidechain compression, and you'll really have your tracks like really, really, really moving a lot. All right, DJ EJ friends, let's have a listen. Said you go and hurt me, then you go and cut me down away. Too late to apologize. It's too late. Said it's too late to apologize. Same key, same notes. Nice, brother. Here we go. All right, DJ EJ. Nice, man. Really, really nice. Okay. You have I would say a similar issue to Critison, but the issue we have with yours is you do have some elements sidechained, but others not. So your sub bass, right? Your sub bass, the second that happens, it kills the kick, right? So you need to add some sidechain to your sub bass so that it's sort of pulsing. Um, let's see if this works. Nope. Hang on. SoundCloud. So I see you there on Twitch. Ketekamanamane. I hope I said that right. Yeah, just submit via laptop on soundcloud.com/Steve Marks Music. DJ EJ, yeah, just everything's good, just the kick is lost in the mix, and that's because there's no sidechain compression to allow the kick to come through. This was a concept that took me a very long time to understand, maybe 2 years worth of music production, but you have sounds that happen that so if this is the volume of the track, you obviously have your intro that's doing this, and then when the drop happens, it goes like, whoa, and it's like louder, right? But when everything gets louder, your kick is doing this, and it's like, but I want to be heard too. And basically, as a learner producer, what I would do is I would make my kick louder and louder and louder till it was heard. And what happens is that damages the sort of frequencies, right? It sort of creates this digital distortion or this muddiness in the bass frequencies. So instead of mixing the kick louder to match the volume of the music, what we have to do is really quick sort of reductions in sound. And that reduction in sound is called compression. So when you compress something, you push it down. So the compression happens really fast. And when it compresses, what happens is your kick comes through. So it's your music is sort of doing this, right? And it's a compression that sort of kills the volume really quickly and boosts it back up to where it's at. So if you understand the basics of sidechain compression, your music will go from like, if 100 is like amazing, your music will go from like 40% to 80% like that, just by the basic, well, it's basic once you understand what it is, but once you understand sidechain compression, especially for kick, your music, as I said, it'll go from 40% to 80% like overnight. Really, it's a very important concept to understand. Let's keep going, yeah? Just for those asking, you can only submit via computer because SoundCloud on mobile doesn't have a messaging function yet. What do you think put up gain frequencies of the bass? I'll listen to the bass now, DJ EJ, and see. No, DJ EJ, your bass is fine, but again, it will need some sidechain compression as well to pulse with the music. Yeah, just a super simple technique, my friend. DJ EJ, I mentioned it to I think it was Like Blue earlier today. If you go on my YouTube channel and search for baseline, I think the name of the video is actually called Baseline for Beginners, but the thumbnail says how to mix sick baselines. So let me just quickly find it. Actually, if you go to my profile and then you click playlists and then you click basic tutorials. Well, let me just bring it on the screen. Hang on. So we got Steve Marks. If you click here, playlists, and then you find basic tutorials here. You don't want the ads. You don't want the ads. Although here's a nice studio setup, definitely. Yeah, this is it. Okay, today I'm baseline for beginners. Like a very so
basic baseline. So
I talk about mixing your kick and your mid bass, also your sub bass and lead sounds with EQing and sidechain compression. So it's a very simple step-by-step tutorial. I don't leave anything out. It's sort of like I recorded it from start to finish, so there's no skipping and being like things just magically appear. Go watch that, my friend. I hope that helps you. And yeah, sorry, we're going to push on. Curiosity, my friend. Yeah, I haven't heard from you in a while. It's been a couple of months. All right, Curiosity and Ira Sharma. Silence, Only Want You. Let's have a listen.
Tell me where I see myself in you when I see you passing. Every time we cross each other, I forget what I was missing. Close to you, I need you. Don't wanna lose something so close. If I see you in the room, then I will only want you more. I don't wanna make a sound. Only want you, only want you. Every silence feels so loud. No, it's creeping, no, it's creeping. I don't wanna make a sound. Only want you, only want you. Every silence feels so loud. No, it's creeping, oh, it's creeping.
Really nice, man. This gives me serious Marshmello vibes, really, and I don't throw that out there very often, but man, really nice. You have a really unique balance between like playfulness and aggression, which is something that Marshmello does perfectly, and you're doing it very, very perfectly too. So really nice track. I feel like it's missing some bass, right? Some bass frequencies that really smash you in the chest, yeah?
Leave me, don't wanna fall anymore. I don't wanna make a sound. Only want you, only want you. Every silence feels so loud. No, it's creeping, no, it's creeping. I don't wanna make a sound. Only want you, only want you. Every silence feels so loud. No, it's creeping, oh, it's
Really nice track, man. Really, really nice. Um, really good work with the panning as well. The some of the samples are hitting like 100% on the left, 100% on the right, which is really, really nice. Can I recommend, instead of making it 100% to the, or like if we want to get technical, we have 100% spread, so it would be 50% to the left, 50% to the right. Instead of making it 50% to the left and 50% to the right, can I recommend making it like 30% and 30%? The only reason I suggest that is, how do I explain this? When friends are sitting on a bus, right, going home from school or going to school, and they will sort of give their friend like one AirPod or one earphone, they go, "Oh, listen to this new song from Curio City. It's so cool." And they put it in, and they're listening. They go, "Oh, cool." They're like, "Yeah, I liked it, but that weird part in the middle where like the music just like stopped and like started and like came and stopped, it's because you have like 50% panning all the way to one side, then all the way to the other. So if someone only has one earphone, they're only hearing like half of the music in that instance. So my opinion would be, instead of panning at 50%, which is like 50% to the wall and 50% to the wall, I'd make it like 30% and 30%. So if you only have like the left earphone in your ear and your friend has the right earphone, you're still hearing like 20% of the other channel worth of music. I hope that makes sense. Did I explain that right? Yeah, man, really good track. The vocal's good, vocal's cute, sound design is perfect. You can mix the overall track a little bit louder. And some elements, I want to go back to where it was really short and sharp. Right? Yeah, this you have to have some elements that aren't. It sounds like you have these chops on your master chain, which is fine, but it's good if some elements bleed over the top, and this creates like an extra dimension of layering. So for example, you have like the maybe you could only chop the instrumentation but keep the vocal running over the top. Whether that be with the actual vocal itself or whether you have reverb on that vocal, it's sort of, it creates, like I said before, an extra layer of awesomeness. So you have everything that's sort of rounding down in sort of like compression to the floor, right? But if you have one element that's sort of sustained across the top, you have and like, I don't know, could be cool. But wow, really talented producer, Curio City. I wish I heard more from you in my streams, so please send more music, my friend. All right, we have Dance Revision from DJ Acharya. Let's have a listen.
Dance.
Just be careful in this section, right? You have the lead is sort of dun 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 dun, so it's sustaining its repetition. However, your bass line is still doing the old repetition from the verse before. It's sort of going down the octaves. It's going down the 3 steps and back up to the 4th. Whereas here, your lead is just doing a loop, 1 bar loop, 1 bar loop, whereas your bass line's doing the 4 bar loop still. So make sure you match those up so that they're sort of continuing the same like loop or build up energy. Go. Never underestimate the energy and the glory of a crash cymbal. So especially on the first beat of your drop, make sure you have a big like happen. And you also okay, this track's not too bad, right? It's very fast, I would say, a little bit of chaos here and there, but just add in some extra elements like your like the crash cymbal, like I said. So let's go, right? And then some white noise, so some sweeps up, like some, and then sweeps down, and that just gives some sustained energy and sustained release over like 2, 3, or 4 bars of the track, and it sort of links together each section a bit smoother, because what you have in your track is sections, right? And they I will say that they flow together, right? But it's sort of like, it's like looking out into the distance of a city and you see a building, then a building, then a building, like this, and it's sort of like this. You in musical terms, you want to have smooth ramps, like hills that go like this. So by adding those little elements like white noise and crashes, you sort of blend the buildings together a bit nicer, right? Rather than being like sections of the song. Yeah, I hope that helps, my friend. We are going to push on to Subluxa. I'd like to actually change the song for this week from Keyboard Warrior to this. No problem, my friend. Let's have a listen. Subluxa, Arlane Demo Drop 1. Let's have a listen. I need to turn it up a bit. Let's start again from the start. Nice. So I hear the lead sound is kind of going like wop, 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 wop. So that's like some sidechain compression. What I don't hear at all is your kick drum, right? And I think what's happening is there's no sidechain compression on your sub bass line. And what that is doing is basically the sub bass just, this is the sub bass, right? In a song. If this is the frequency spectrum, the sub bass just goes, just does, it fills up the whole spectrum, right? So you need to reduce, you need to basically put an EQ. Imagine an EQ as like a huge bubble. You want to put an EQ over the sound of the sub bass. You want to bring it down, and you really want to close it in. Wait, which way? You want to close it in like in the sub bass frequencies, right? You don't want the EQ to extend into the mid or high frequencies. You want to keep it down low in the sub bass frequencies. Then what you want to do is you want to have a small dip somewhere in your sub bass, and then you want to have your kick popping through in that small dip in frequency. So At the moment, I sadly don't hear your kick because I feel like it's being crushed and attacked by your sub bass. Yeah. Nice. I think this track...
Richtig was gönnen? Nicht, wo alles teurer wird.
This track has good potential. Once you... Basically, in my opinion, if you have a nice solid kick and you sidechain compress that sub bass, you have a really nice track in a very short amount of time. Sub Luxor. So, really nice sort of melodic track there. I like that one. So, really nice work, man. We are going to continue with Christopher Tapia, my friend. Hope you are well, Chris. I hope you'd be awake already. Let's have a listen to Face My Fears. Oh, Chris, what happened to your last track, bro? That track was insane. Also, I did see the vote on YouTube. I put up a poll. Shall I play my work in progress for you all? And you all said yes. Well, not all. 2 people said no. So, screw you 2 people. The rest of you, you want it, so I'm going to play it. Nice, Chris. Man. Really nice, man. I feel like you have to collab with Complaints. He will take this from awesome to next level awesome. Really. I'm not sure if I am a fan of this sound or I hate this sound, that because it reminds me of Electro House from like 2006, 2007, 2008. That was like my prime of like being in the clubs, and that sound to my ears is so sacred it like can never be touched because it's in a nice little time capsule back in those days. Like, it's cool to hear it, right? I'm not sure if it fits the overall mood of this track, but let's give it a chance and let's see. Man, really good. Your track from last stream as well was insane as well. So really nice. I recommend you collab with Complaint on this one, really. Nice, Chris. Really good, man. Whatever you've done in the last few submissions, man, you've gone down this like deep, dark, aggressive path, and this is the sort of shit that gets played in clubs, man. So you, like, as a producer, you want to be giving tracks to other DJs that they can play in a club, because in a club you have like 600 people dancing, all enjoying the night, all there for the music and for the DJ. So whatever the DJ plays, they will dance to. They kind of weirdly put their trust in a DJ. So when I receive a track like this and I like it, I will download this and play this in a club, and people will be like, whoa, what is this fire? And I'll be like, yo, this is a demo from my bro, Chris Tapia. Yeah? So, man, nice track, really. I don't think there's too much to sort of to say in terms of like the song structure. I think the sound design is still a little sort of like lacking in terms, not in terms of its sound, but in terms of its output. Everything sounds really thin, so maybe throw some effects on your master chain. Saturation, OTT, a little bit of compression, add a few limiters in series, but like really slight bumps in volume, and that'll grow the track in terms of like commercial loudness. But yeah, really decent track, man. Your energy is rising, which I enjoy. All right, Teddy Dog. Sorry I couldn't upload SoundCloud this time. I hope you can listen on YouTube. Of course I can, my friend. Let's have a listen. What have we here? Teddy Dog, The Nights instrumental. Here we go. Oh, it's a slow one. Hello, M Grind. Hope you are well, my friend. Nice big kick, brother. And good, everything's compressed under the kick. Perfect. Makes the kick smash through. Yeah, man, send it in. I accept submissions via SoundCloud, brother. So soundcloud.com/Steve Marks Music. Get it in, because I'm going to end soon. Oh, here we go. didn't have... We need a vocal or another melody over the top. I didn't feel it for ya. I never felt it for ya. You're just a piece of paper. That was a bit brutal, actually. Yeah, nice little track, man. It's good. That track is like a vibe, right? So
Egal wie komplex.
it's not being too offensive, right? It's not being too loud, too overpowering, and too in your face. It's sort of sitting there as a good sort of melodic track to help the day go by. So listening to that track, I picture being on a hammock or like a beach chair in Hawaii, just chilling with my sunglasses on, beer in hand, watching the waves roll in, right? This track doesn't invoke any emotion in me like, oh my God, like let's go out and party, you know? This is more like a smooth jam. So you nailed the smooth jam sort of sound. I think you definitely have more opportunities to add like a second melody over the top or some sort of vocalists or whatever. Feel free, if you are watching this back, Teddy Dog, to possibly post this link in the Discord in the collab bro thread and see if anyone wants to collab on it, especially vocalists. So go into the collab bro section and you can do the @ symbol and then vocalists, and then that will sort of send a ping to all the vocalists in the Discord. Maybe they can lay down some lyrics for you, brother. Yeah, nice track, man. Nice track indeed. Thank you, Teddy Dog. All right, we are going to push on to Vikash Molman, Out of Control 2022. Let's have a listen. I did it again. Sorry, I ate a really loud cookie and I was crunch, 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 crunch. So I thought I'll turn it off so I don't crunch into the stream. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if you submitted this track to the lifted demo drop yesterday. I think you did, maybe. If not, I'm going to comment similarly to what Diego said. He mentioned that the piano sound is too overused, right? So make sure when you have the slow melodic parts, you can have the sort of raw piano, like the grand piano happening in there, right? But in the other elements where it's like, you need to replace the piano with something else. Now you do have the sort of the lead sound in there, right? But you need to remove the piano entirely, right? And support it with another lead sound that's sort of in the body of the track. You have the sort of you have the sort of that loud sort of like skits mix that you have that lead happening, but definitely duplicate that lead, shift it down an octave and change the sound to something else, because you need to take that sort of traditional grand piano sound away in the high energy moments, and you need to substitute it with something else. So the track overall, the melody is good, it's memorable, which is important for songs. And yeah, I think if you switch out that generic piano sound in the high energy sections for a different sound, and I know you have a different sound that comes in, that happens in the higher frequencies of the track. You have the whole body of the track where there's some space. So duplicate that lead that's happening in the upper octaves and bring it into the body of the track, and you'll have a really nice sort of full sound, my friend. Man, nice track. You're producing some good high energy stuff, so keep it going. Hetav Traverdi, I haven't added the vocals yet. Is this a good progress? Let's have a listen. I'll keep the mic on while I crunch my cookie this time. Okay. Nice, really nice progressive house sound here, my friend. Really, really nice. Really nice, my friend. I'm going to give you one bit of advice for this track. It's really, really good, man. The melody is good. Melody is strong. The mix is good. The mix is strong. The one thing that's not coming through as strongly as I think you want it to be is the big room snares. The right? You've done everything right. You have the sort of lead in of the right, but it's not coming through the mix as strongly as I think you want it to, right? Don't make it louder, okay? Don't mix that sort of the big snares louder in the drop. What I would do is create a sort of sub channel with a compressor. So every time the sound from those snares happen, it slightly ducks the volume in things like your snare and your chords and your bass line. Leave the kick as it is. But every time that big room snare sort of comes in, you really want that to be heard. Like, listen to any Martin Garrix drop, not his sort of more slower melodic bass stuff or future bass stuff, but his like big room stuff. Really focus on those big room snares. You definitely hear every time those big room snares happen in the sort of drop, there is some compression that's sort of compressing everything else, so it can go like cha cha, right? And then the mix ducks back to its original sound. But the rest of the track is awesome. All right, Katuri. We are going to listen to Drum Bass Work in Progress, Need an MC. Oh, okay. Let me warm up my vocal cords. Check 1, 2. Katuri in the house. Steve Marks. Oh, come on. Yeah. What's up? Got some drum and bass for you all. Bass in the place, London. Can I feel in my face? Get up in my space. Yo, get out of my face. Can I feel my face? Don't get up in my space. Yo, get out of my face. Get up, get out of my face. Hey, hey. What you looking at me for? Go get out the door. Buff it up on the floor. You dirty whore. Yeah, man, nice. Good mix on this track. I think there's not too much happening melodically, which is good because that's what the vocal should be doing. The vocal should be dancing on the top of this track, which is sort of what a good MC would do. Yo, get up in my face. Yo, get out of my space. Yo, get out of my face. Space.
You know along the real bad man, them want dance and can't dance up.
Good, man. Actually, really good mix. Good, I would say sustained energy on this track. So, although this track, like melodically and let's say sort of in music production terms, it doesn't do much, right? It does its thing and then it sort of drops out and then it comes back and does its same thing, right? That's not a bad thing in this instance, because once there's a lyric over the top that tells a story that supports the sort of music production underneath, you will have a really neat, clean track here. So find a good sort of vocalist to smash some beats out over the top. Definitely not me. But yeah, neat. Drum and bass on the rise. Really, really nice track. Edison. Welcome, my friend. If you're more visual with the stream, you can go through my YouTube version of it. Yeah, come on, let's do it. Make Him Say from Edison, featuring ML Official, bass boosted. Boom. Let's have a listen. Nice. I like this section here a lot. Yeah, nice. There's another track that definitely needs some bars over the top, like from a lyricist. So, nice. I like it. I like the sound design. The overall sound is very like basic, and what I mean by that is there's not many elements in the song, and this is proof that you don't need too much to make a really good sound. So sounding really good. Oh yeah, also guys, I just posted a link in the chat. I haven't spoken about it at all, but I've got a new song coming out on Friday, so in 2 days time, with Addy Musics, very talented producer. It drops this Friday, so if you haven't done so already, pre-save it. Yay! Yeah, nice little track. As I said, I really dig the sound design, right? So there's not many elements of the song, but sometimes less is more. So you've created a really good track that has a... So first of all, you've created a good track. It's got a good melody, good bass line, And the overall mix of the track is quite consistent, which is good. There's no like really loud parts. There's nothing that's overcompressed, undercompressed. There's nothing that's sort of going too crazy. If I had some advice for you, Mr. Edison, or M Grind, whichever person you want to be, I recommend exploring the stereo field. So every element of your track that I just listened to was happening sort of in the center of the mix. So if you imagine the box I'm sitting in is like the stereo field. So when you watch a really good movie where the sound is mixed good, if there's a soldier that's shooting at you and something explodes on the left of the screen, you'll hear the happen in the left side of the audio. And if a car drives past on the other side, you'll hear it go like vroom, but only on this side of the audio. So what I recommend for you is to explore the stereo field. So pan some elements to the left, pan some elements to the right, and you can even have some elements that sort of sweep across from left to right or from right to left, however you want to do it, right? Just a sort of a step up from what you're already doing. That's the whole purpose of this stream, is to give you guys ideas to help you all sort of slowly improve towards being awesome. Bismaki, you are going to be the final track for tonight, and then I am going to, I'll quickly show you guys the collab I'm working on with Architect. So, Strangers for Once featuring Tin, Collab Zero. Let's have a listen.
We have come so far. Yeah, we know where we are. And thankfully we have both found our ways. Yeah, we have come so far. And we have fought so hard. Yeah, we've got all these scars. I'll never let this feeling fade away, 'cause we have come so far. No, baby, all my biggest fears are gone. They're falling one by one. Babe, we're living all the said and done. Yeah, we've got to live our lives, yeah. Yeah, we're strangers for once. We're strangers for once. Yeah, we're strangers for once. We're strangers for once. Yeah, oh, yeah, we're strangers for once. After all this time, we have our stars aligned. The past is past and there's nothing to say. Yeah, we have come so far. No, baby, all my biggest fears are gone. They're falling one by one. Babe, we're living all the said and done. Yeah, we've got to live our lives, yeah. Yeah, we're strangers for once. We're strangers for once. Yeah, we're strangers for once. We're strangers for once. Yeah, oh, yeah, we're strangers for once. Strangers for once. We're strangers for once.
Guys, sorry. Again, I muted the microphone. Bismarcky, I was just saying, really, really good track, my friend. What you've done is you've created a really good base of music production, and you have a vocal that's sitting on top of the track. It's being the star of the track. Yeah, and what I was explaining was when you're at a live show, the vocalist is always standing at the front of the stage performing to the crowd. So they're singing to the crowd. There's never the DJ or the music producer standing at the front of the crowd pressing buttons and the vocalist at the back. The vocalist is always the most important person in the song. So how you've mixed this track is you have the vocal sitting on top of your music production. Very, very nicely done. Let's continue. You've got to stop muting the mic.
Oh, 'cause we're strangers for
Man, really nice track. Just give some love to the high end of things. The tis tis tis. Your hi-hats are sort of sort of being lost in the mix, so make sure with your hi-hats, like your open hats, have an EQ on there and make sure you give it a small kick in there in the high frequencies so it cuts through the mix a bit stronger, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I will show you my demo that I'm working on with Architect, but first of all, we have to honor you guys. So today we listened to 19 demos. So, hey Siri, can you pick a random number between 1 and 19, please?
A random number between 1 and 19 is 18.
18. There you go. Edison. Make him say. Bass boosted. My friend, you're the artist of the week. I'll give you a shout out on my socials. And yeah, hopefully a few people write to you and say, oh my God, artist of the week. Who are you? And maybe you get some music producer friends. You can make some little music producer babies, which are called songs. Yeah, guys, that's the end of the stream. If you want to leave, no problem at all. See you next week. Otherwise, I'm going to play this really short demo that I'm working on with Architect. So it's pretty nice. I just need to check the... I need to make sure that the audio output device... Why is it not working? I show you audio capture, maybe? No. This never works, hey. It should be a multi-output device. No. Oh, we always have this problem. So weird. Quit. Let me try this once more, and if it doesn't work... Abortion. That's savage. So we are currently on multi-output device. Live preferences. Multi-output device for audio output. Correct. File open recent. Cheated me. Let's see how we go. Nope. Why? 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 Audio input capture. Maybe I just give up. Actually, we can do a really dodgy way of listening to it. I'll just export like a copy of it up into what I've actually done, which is probably there. Command Shift R. Export. Sorry, this is the long and boring way of doing things, so I really don't mind if you guys leave. Hello friends, still there on YouTube and Twitch. Alright, here we go. Here's a demo. Yeah? Even that doesn't work with the... Okay, I give up. We tried and it didn't work, so we're just going to give up. No problemo. Guys, see you next week. Don't save. We're going to exit that. We're going to exit that. And yeah, see you next week. Ciao, ciao.